kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
Let's go now.
Throwing to start the drive. Felton. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Lions are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They fell in the opener, got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Off-play action. Felton sliding out of the pocket. Open man is Uzama. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Usually we see ones like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Felton. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Back to throw again. That is caught. It's Uzama. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now as they line up and kick this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Start the drive with Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards to loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Cook. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4th-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll run for it. Cook. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a 1st down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the official.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
They'll run with Cook, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point up and good by Succop. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra too.
They're trying to find Sharp, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And some room to work. Touchdown, Vikings. So 2 touchdowns for him on the ground in this first half, and that one a thing of beauty.
And just like his last touchdown run, we saw him be patient. How about his vision where he's able to identify where the opening was? And then how about the escort right down the field all the way to the end zone from his blockers?
Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now left side on the swing pass. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
To throw on second down. Felton. This is caught by Williams. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Unlock line! Unlock line!
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Looking to throw on second down. Felton to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
19 Tiger!
Looking to throw. Felton. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cook up the gut. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 92 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Kramer. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 70. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Vikings 21, Lions 10.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this. He's got him in, complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Looking to throw. Felton. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring in 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Felton. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
10-yard line.
Warriors 17. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Trap 60, trap 60. Panther 11, Panther 11. 19 Lions. Cup 19, Cup 19.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Vikings are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Up the middle, it's Cook. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Felton. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 29-yard line.
Off the play fake. Felton on the move to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On 3rd and 2, Felton. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. This is Swift on the counter. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 18 Rebels, 18 Pioneer.
Looking to throw. Felton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd down.
Swift going to try up the middle. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
A gain of 3 yards. That's good for the Lions.
This out quickly to Williams. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. To give to Swift here. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. On 4th down, Felton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. DJ Chark from 4 yards out. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And I believe he was able to get this back. He was. Boy, after giving up the touchdown, lucky that didn't turn into another.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
And the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
At the 18-yard line.
On the double.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. 8 yards to go on second down. Back to throw. Kramer swinging this out wide here for Cook. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Kramer. And this one is incomplete.
I thought he had that one, and that was merely a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a net of 39. 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs.
And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings might be headed to the win column for the 1st time this season as they add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Succop, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And the Lions, first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Drop 50, drop 50. Hey, Cash. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Looking to throw. Felton eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. 131 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They run it again with Cook. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Cook following the penalty. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Minnesota, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first win of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.